Hello everyone and welcome back to Sarang Menon Academy. In this video, we will be exploring loops in C. So let's get started. So let's open our compiler. Now basically what are loops? Loops are some set of code that we write that is used to repeat some repetitive tasks. For example, if someone tells you to write or print numbers from 1 to 100, you can print numbers from 1 to 100. If you write printf 1, printf 2, like that, if you can write printf from 1 to 100 times, but you have to write 100 lines of code for that. It would be a time consuming task. But what if I tell you you can repeat the same thing in just under 5 lines of code? That is why we use loops. Using loops, I can print numbers from 1 to 100 or from 1 to 1000 or from 1 to any number of times I want in under 5 lines of code. So there are 3 types of loops in C. The first one is for loop, second one while loop, and the third one is do while loop. Now we use for loop when the number of repetitions are known to us, such as numbers from 1 to 10, numbers from 1 to 100. I know that I have to print it 100 times or 10 times. We use while loop when the number of repetitions, or we call it as iterations, are unknown. That means I only know the condition, but I don't know how many times should I run the loop. That's when we use while loop. And the third one is do while loop. So in do while loop, the task that we are given to do while loop will run automatically. It will run at least once, because in do while loop the action is taken first. That means it does the action first, and at the end it checks the condition. The condition is written inside while. So in do while loop, at least one time the loop will execute, because it automatically runs it for once, and at the end only it checks the condition. So first of all, let's learn how to write or how to print numbers from 1 to 10 using for loop. So first of all, I'll write #include stdio.h. Let's create a function main, open curly braces, and inside it I'll write for, now this is the keyword, then open parenthesis, int I can give the variable any name, but generally people prefer to give names starting from I, and if there are multiple loops they will name the variable after the letters which comes after I, like J, K, L, M, N, O, and so on. So this int I is a variable that we create. So the initial value that I will give to this variable would be 1, because I need the loop to print from 1 to 10. If I need to print it from 0, I can give int I equal to 0. Since now I want to print it from 1 to 10, I'll give the starting value as 1. Then I write my condition. So I need my loop to print numbers from 1 to 10. So I'll write I less than or equal to 10, then I plus plus. Now what does this I plus plus means? This I plus plus is an increment operator. That means every time the loop runs, it will add the number by 1. Like first time the loop will run, it will print 1. Second time the loop will print 1 plus 1, which is 2. The third time 2 plus 1. And so on. And after specifying all these conditions, I'll open curly braces. Then inside it I'll write what should my loop do. So my loop should print the variable I, means the variable I contains numbers from 1 to 10. So first of all I'll write format specifier %d, then I'll give a new line, then I'll separate it by comma, and I'll write I, then put a semicolon. Now if I run the code, as you can see, it has successfully printed numbers from 1 to 10. Now without even writing 10 lines of code, I could print numbers from 1 to 10. Now the same thing I can print from numbers 1 to 100 without writing 100 lines of code. I have updated this second part from 10 to 100, and now if I run the code, it will print numbers from 1 to 100. As you can see, it has printed numbers from 1 to 100. Now the second loop that we are going to learn is while loop. So first of all, I'll clear the output screen, and then I'll comment this for loop, and then I'll write while loop. So for while loop, I'll declare or I'll give the value to the variable outside the loop. In for loop we had given it inside the loop, but for while loop we'll write it outside. So outside itself I write int I equal to 1, then I write while, then I open the bracket and I write I less than equal to 10. I am only specifying my condition inside while loop, and then open curly braces, then I write what should my loop do. My loop should print numbers from 1 to 10, so I'll put the format specifier %d, put \n for new line and separate it by comma and write I, put a semicolon, and in the next line I write I++, that means the increment operator. Now if I run my code, it will print numbers from 1 to 10. As you can see, it has printed numbers from 1 to 10. Now the same thing I can do it using do while loop. So I'll comment this while statement, and for do while loop also, this variable should be declared outside. So for do while loop, I simply write do, then open curly braces, then I write what my action needs to do, because we are not specifying the condition first. Like I specified earlier, in do while loop it only checks the condition at the end of the loop. So first of all, I'll write what my loop should do. So my loop should print numbers from 1 to 10. So I'll write %d \n separated by comma I, then put a semicolon, then I write I++ and then a semicolon. Now I come out of this curly braces, then I put a space, then I write while, then I write I less than equal to 10. Now this is where my condition is being checked, and then I put a semicolon. Now the while loop looks similar to now the do while loop looks similar to while loop, because all the statements that we are writing is actually the same. The only change is that the action is performed at the beginning and the condition is checked at the end. So now if I run the code, it will print numbers from 1 to 10. As you can see, it has printed numbers from 1 to 10. Like that I can print a particular word 10 times, or numbers from 1 to 1000, 1 to 500, like that. So this is why we use loops, because it helps save hours of time and lines of code. So this is the end of this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like it and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching.